Walking around.
Somebody got the rest.
Slept in the sun in the park.
Doug, did anything change from shoot-around until now?
No, just getting closer to game time, which is good. I think our guys are excited, and we'll see how we do. It's going to be a very formidable challenge. Celtics very, very experienced. This is their time of the year. They peaked at the right time, and I'm sure they're excited they get the home court in this round with us. Knocking off Chicago, they get the home court. So I think things fell for them pretty well.
The Celtics are banged up. How's your team?
I think everybody's banged up at this time of the year, but for the most part, I think our guys are healthy. Dre has got a sore Achilles tendon that he's been struggling with a little bit, but he's played through that. Other than that, I think he's probably the normal aches and pains.
Such a good defensive team, Boston. Is this even going to be more of a formidable challenge than Chicago to keep this from being entirely a half-court series?
Bob, that's the whole deal. I mean, we've got to keep them to where they can miss some shots. I mean, they got to get them under 45% shooting. We got to rebound the ball, and we got to get some deflections, get some turnovers because. This team, they get you in the half-court game, and their bigs are so aggressive. It's a lot like Chicago, their big guys being so aggressive. Their pick-and-roll coverage is different. So, we'll have to make an adjustment to that. But when you look on the perimeter, they've got, Rondo, who's a really good individual defender. So is Avery Bradley, and so is Paul Pierce. So, when I looked at Chicago, I thought they had some very good individual defenders, but I thought they were a great team defense. I think with Boston, they've got not only good individual defenders, but they're a great team defense. So you've got to find some easy points against this team.
Doug, last time you were here, you talked about the sensitivity of your team. Now, second round of the playoffs, how would you describe your team's composure?
I think we're great. We're 2-18 during the regular season. Games under 90 points. We're 3-1 in the playoffs. Won 2 games under 80.
So what's been the difference?
Coaching. They're not listening.
It took them that long to listen?
No, I'm obviously kidding. My young guys are growing up. That's what you do. You play in these kind of moments, and you can't pay for the experience that you're getting. And that's why I always said, for anybody who said, being in the lottery as opposed to playing in the playoffs is missing the point on when you're trying to grow a young team. So, Drew Holiday and Evan Turner and Lavoy Allen and Spencer Hawes and a lot of these young guys who have never had this kind of opportunity for us to be able to play like this and to see our guys perform under pressure and to do the things we have to do. It's exciting, and it gives us a chance. The best way to evaluate a player is in the playoffs. When you're playing against a team, 6 or 7 times, and they're locking in on you, and they're taking away your strengths, and how are you responding to that, and all those things, and then it gives us a better evaluation than going into the next season about what we have to do to continue to be better. So, my guys are great. I've just seen such a growth in them over the last month or 6-week period of time, and they're having fun, which I want them to have. And, they're looking at big moments and looking at them as opportunities and not in a fearful way.
Has there been anything, Doug, about your team that has surprised you in a good way since the playoffs started that maybe you didn't anticipate?
Well, we couldn't win close games. All season long, I don't think we won a game. We won 1 game under 7 points, I think. I'll take that back, under 5. And that was a big win for us. We won at Indiana. I thought that was a huge game for us. We actually played Indiana the last game of the season at home, lost, but I thought we played well. And we then had 5 road games that we had to go out on the road to play ourselves into the playoffs. 9 of our last 11 were on the road. And so I think that helped our guys. I think we went out on the road. I think guys pulled together. And then I thought the game against Indiana, we won that game in overtime, was a huge lift for our team. And so I think we built on that. And we had some nice road wins to finish it up. And then went into Chicago, and the first game they handled us pretty easily. Obviously, that was the game that Derrick Rose got hurt. That was a tragic thing to happen. And then I thought our guys in game 2, we were down 8 at half, and really responded with a great second half. So we've shown some growth, and that's a fun thing to see. I think I've double checked, but my buddy from TNT said we're the only team in the playoffs that's outscored their opponent in every fourth quarter. which I think is pretty neat.
Doug, how for a young team to learn how to take a punch, I mean, not physically, but to play against a great team like Chicago or Boston, you know they're going to do some great things against you. And you got to kind of take the punch.
Yeah.
And then, is that tough for a young team to learn? Is that something you've seen?
Well, Ian, I think that's where I hope that I can help them.
Yeah.
You know, I've been punched a lot. You know, and
You don't look it.
and you know, and I've tried to help them with that. You know, the other night of the game against Chicago, we had a 12-point lead and evaporated quickly, and they got up to a 5-point lead, I think, with about 5 minutes to go. And I just kept talking to our guys about, you know, just, you know, one play, one stop, one score at a time. Let's just give ourselves a chance. And we did. And we were down 3 with 25 seconds to go, and Thad hits an incredible shot that put us within 1, and we get a break, and Asich misses 2 free throws, and Dre runs down and makes a couple, and I just tell our guys that's how quickly games change in the NBA. I've been around it a long time, and you just got to keep plugging away, and you know, you can't hit the home run. You know, when you get behind a little bit, the tendency is, if you're young, sometimes to want to hit a home run. And I think that's when you just got to keep hitting, you know, the singles and the doubles and keep giving yourselves a chance, and that's what we're going to keep doing.
Have you had any conversations this year with Doc about Duke?
Are you kidding?
Just what kind of, you know, conversations have you had?
Well, first of all, I mean, we're both very busy. You know?
Right.
I mean, so our conversations are more. My son recruited Austin. You know, so Chris was, you know, I think played a sort of a big brother role for Austin at Duke, and so our families are close. You know, when Doc and his family decided that Austin was going to go there, I think he felt he was going to go to a place where he was going to get nurtured and continue to grow, not only on and but off the court. And you know, Doc reached out to Chris after the season was over and thanked him for what he did for Austin this year. So, you know, I would see Doc. He got to more games than I did this year, but I didn't have that private plane from the Celtics to get on her back. So
He would have picked you up.
it would have been a circuitous route. But yeah, I've got great respect for Doc. I go back. His uncle Jim Brewer and I were high school, you know, rivals. He was up at Proviso, and I was down in Southern North. We were Olympic teammates together, and we were the 1 and 2 picks in the draft. So I go back with Doc's family a long way.
It's tough.
Yep.
Thanks, guys.